Bismillah. Okay, folks, we're looking at numerical reasoning, short test, book 2, first past the post series. My students over here. Let's get cracking without any further delay. Okay, right. Okay, right. Question number 1. Alright, let's read this question. Below is the bar chart showing the number of international football shirts sold by a sports shop in 1 week. So this is a horizontal bar chart. Okay, it doesn't go vertically, it goes horizontal. So we got a title, the y-axis is labeled as country, and the x-axis is our frequency. Normally it's the way around. Number of shirts sold. So the first question is, so how many more Spanish shirts were sold compared to German? So we've got to compare the Spanish ones and compare them with the German ones. So how many more? Keyword is more. Keyword is more. So let's look at Spanish. Spanish is over here. We come down from here.
50.
And the Spanish is 50. Okay, and the German one, we go to Germany, across here, come down.
20.
It's 20. So if you want to find how many more, what do? Work out the difference. So 50 minus 20 will give us an answer of 30. Okay, good. Next, what percentage, now here's keyword here. What percentage of shirts sold were either French or English? The word or, we can change the word or in mathematics and put in there instead what? Oops, an add. Just trying to get my line come straight down. So there's my big add. French, add, English. Can you see that add there, the big one? Give your answer to the nearest whole number. Let's have a look. So French and English. Let's have a look. French and English. French. French is 15.
English was 65.
Let's have a look. Where's English? English over here comes down here 65. Let's do the calculation over here on the side. We got more space. Okay. What percentage of shirts sold? So first of all, we got 15. Add 65. That will give us the two countries that they want us to consider, because it goes this one or that one. And then we've got to work it out as the total number of shirts. So let's work out the total. So Germany was 20. And Spain was 50. Okay. Right, let's have Iman. Iman, can you give me the Brazil value?
60.
And let's have Uzma, the Argentinian value? 30. Right, let's add these numbers up now. Okay, we got to do 50, add 20, add 15, add 65, add 60, add 30. Let's do them, if you can see, we do them mentally. Right, so we do 50, add 20 is? 70. 70, add 15 is? 85. 85, add another 5 is? 85, add 5, 90. 90, add 60?
150.
150, add 60? 210. 210, add 30? 240. So 240 goes on the bottom over here of our calculation. So percentages come up a lot. So it's this much out of the total. What's the next part? Okay, let's have Uzma. Uzma, how do we change this fraction into a percentage? What do we do now? Time by 100 over 1. Okay, now let's have Huzaifa. Okay, can you help us to cancel? How do we simplify this type of fraction? What do we do?
Divided by 10.
Divided by 10 first of all. We divide by 10 diagonally, so divide this by 10 and divide this by 10. So what's 15 at 65? 80. So if you just rewrite this, we have 80 now over 24 times by 10. Okay, now can we cancel any more? Right, let's have a look. Can we cancel any more? Are you sure?
Yes.
Right, what about 80 and 24? What's the highest common factor?
2.
8. So 80 divided by 8 is? 10. 24 divided by 8 is? 3. So now we can't cancel anymore. So 10 times by 10 is on the top. So I'm doing over here so everybody can see nice and clearly exactly what we're doing. And on the bottom we have 3 times by 1. So we have 100 on the top, 3 on the bottom. So we have 100 divided by 3. 100 divided by 3 will give us, this calculation should be a nice one that we remember. It's 33.3 recurring. Yeah? So because 100 divided by 3 is like a third of 100, that's what it is. So 33.3 recurring. The question says here, give your answer to the nearest whole number. So which whole number is that close to? Is it close to 33 or 34?
33.
33, because it's less than halfway. The 3. So this answer here will be here. What will it be? 33. Okay, folks, these percentage questions are popping up all the time. Percentage questions. This is how we do percentages. You have to be familiar with what percentage is, and also the cancelling. We're doing lots of cancelling, aren't we? In the last papers that we've done. Good. Here comes the next question. What is the ratio of Brazilian shirts sold to French shirts sold? So we're looking at Brazil and French. Where's Brazil? Brazil is?
60.
It was 60. And what's the other one? French was?
15.
15. So let's write it down like this on this side now. Okay, here's question C on this side. We got more space. So Brazil. And what's the other one? French. So we've set up the ratio in the proper way. Let's quickly change color again. And what did we say? The Brazilian one was 60, is that right? So write down 60 on this side. Come on, folks, we've done this question before. You shouldn't be getting them wrong now. Nobody here should be getting them wrong. And what's French? French was what?
15.
15 on this side. Now, quickly change color. We have got the ratio of 60 to 15. Now, whenever you give a ratio answer, do we leave it the way we started, or do we always do one other thing?
Simplify.
We must simplify. When you're doing fractions, always simplify. When you're doing ratios, we got this stage here. Simplify it. Now, Huzaifa, explain to us the simplifying process. What do?
We find the
highest
common factor.
And then we
divide it by.
Lovely. So what is the biggest number that these two numbers will divide into, Huzaifa? 15. Yeah, 3 is a factor, but it's not the highest common factor. Well done. So the highest common factor, Huzaifa, is 15. Excellent. Let's divide them both by 15.
1.
Okay. Now, 15 divided by 15 will give us 1. 60 divided by 15 will give us
4.
Okay. So the answer here will be
41.
oops. A ratio of 4. Put that dots back in because they came off a bit. 4 to 1. Done. Okay, question D. Mark the modal nationality of shirts sold. Okay, let's have Iman. The word modal comes from the word mode. So what are they talking about? When they mention the word mode, they're talking about?
The number which occurs.
Okay, the mode is the one which is the most frequent value. Okay, last paper we had median. Yeah, so the modal is the most common value. So let's have a look. Mark the modal nationality of shirts sold. Okay. Right. So we said the modal value here means the most popular value. So we're looking for the bar, the tallest or the longest bar. And the longest bar is? England, which gives us a value of? 65. Excellent. So we can now, what should we do with England?
Shade it in.
We just shade it in. Okay, the last one now, E. Sales of England shirts are predicted to increase by 1/5 the following week. How many English shirts will be sold? So we need to work out total. So let's look at English. The English shirts are 65 currently. So let's work out. So if it's going to go up by 1/5, we can work out
1/5 of 65.
And then
add it on.
Okay, let's work out. Let's write that down. Okay, over here. Let's just got space over here. Question E goes over here. So we're going to work out 1/5 of 65. Okay. Hang on 1 second. Right. Okay, as Harun said, we're going to work out 1/5 of 65 first of all. And let's see if, Harun, do you know what 1/5 of 65 is?
Yes, it's 13.
It's 13.
And you're going to add
Hang on. And then we're going to add that onto our original
65.
England shirts, which is
65.
65.
That will give you a total of 78.
Let's read the question again quickly. Sales of English shirts are predicted to increase. So the increase is the adding bit by 1/5, and the 1/5 was over here. The following week, that was the original value, that's the increased value, and then we are done. Put the answer into here, and that's the end of that question. Hopefully, folks, this helps you with your preparation for the level class. Bismillah. Okay, folks, welcome back. Question number 2, test 2, book 2. the mathematics and numerical reasoning. So the area of the shaded, so we have two cubes. So this one is definitely a cuboid. This one might be a cube. The area of the shaded side of shape A is 128 meters squared. What is the height x? Okay, now let's have a look what that means. The area of the shaded side is 128, which is talking about which side here? This one. Now, how do you work out the area of a rectangle?
Then times width.
Okay, the area is equal to the length
Times by width.
times by the width of a rectangle. And we know in this particular question that the area is equal to what? We know that the area, the answer, we've been given the answer. The area is equal to 128. And we know that the length is, but actually they call this the width. In this particular question, folks, don't get confused between this is the width, this is the height. Okay, we're looking at this in the big question. This is length, width, and height. Okay, that's fine. Now, if I'm just looking at this particular yellow shaded rectangle here, then this actually, I'm going to change it temporarily. Then this actually, for me, in my context of my question, is my length, and this here is my width. In the context of just looking at the rectangle only. Okay? We're happy with that? So my length is equal to 8, and my width is actually the corresponding height is going to be
X.
x. This is what we want to work out. Okay, lovely. Right. What we're going to do now, we are now going to work out this value x. Right, let's have money. But if I want to work out the value of x, how do you work it out? What is the technique?
You do
You grab the
times and
by 8 and then
divide and
take it to the other side, becomes
divide by 8.
excellent. That becomes divide by 8 on the other side. So we copy the x down, which is what we want to work out, which is the height. 128 divided by 8, we can just do very quickly as a bus stop technique for the... Okay, so how many 8s into 1?
9.
Remainder 1. How many 8s into 12?
1.
1. Remainder?
4.
How many 8s into 48?
6.
6. So x is equal to
16.
16. Are you happy with that, folks?
Yeah.
So we pop 16 down into here, and that is the way that we do the question in the context of just the yellow shaded rectangle. Now I'm going to rub this stuff off here, because we're going back to the original question. Rub that off now is back to width and height and length. Okay? Question part B. Okay, let's change that to... What is the surface area of shape A? Surface area of shape A. Now the surface area sounds like area, and surface area means what is the area of every single face, every single surface of the shape. So now what they want us to work out, I'm going to do some more rubbing first of all. Let's go to this. They want us to work out the area of this face here, the area of this face here, area of this face, and area of the faces that we can't see. How many faces do we have altogether? 6. It's a cuboid. Okay, how many faces can we see? 3. And how many can't we see?
3.
So if you work out the area of the ones we can't see and double it, we will get the area of the whole
Shape.
That's called the total surface area. Okay, let's do it. Let's go for it. So let's do the calculations here. Now, remember, area is based on the formula. Area is equal to length times by width. So we're going to work out the area of side 1, side 2, and 3. So let's do it. So area of side 1 is equal to the length times by the width. The length first here is 20, and the width here is the corresponding height. What was it? What did we just say that was?
16.
16, that's right here. So that's 20 and that's 16. So let's put that here. 20 times by 16. Okay. I'll do the answer in a second. Area 2. Area of side 2. Side 2 is going to be also 20, and its width is going to be 8. That's 8. That's 20. So we said the length is going to be 20 and the width is going to be 8. If you put them in different order, it doesn't matter. It's still good. Area 3 is the side one. Here our length is corresponding to 8. And our width here is corresponding to x, which was 16. Okay, now let's work those parts out. 20 times by 16. Give me a mental technique for doing this question quickly in the examination. 20 times by 16. What do? We
20 times by partition.
Okay, we can do it as 16 times by 2 out of 0. It's easier.
Yeah.
16 times by 2 will give us,
32.
add the 0 back on, 20. 8 times by 20, that will give us nice and simple. It will give us 60. If you can't work this out mentally in your head, 20 times by 8, you need help. Okay, 8 times by 16. Okay, 8 times by 16, now we can do the partition technique. So we do 8 times by 10 in our head. 8 times by 10 is 80. And then we do 8 times by 6 in our head, which is 48. Now we can write them down, add them up. That will give us an answer of 128. So let's have a look what numbers we have to now, we are dealing with. Let's change color to a green, for example. So the surface area or the total surface area is going to be equal to which values? 320, add 160, add 128, and then what we do then? Double them. So we're going to do 2 times by 320, add 160, add 128. That's how we can set out. If you want to, we can just now write them down, just add them up. Okay? So let's do that as well. I'm going to do it over here now. So if you want to, we can just do it over here. Let's do something clear. So we do 320, add another 320. Okay, we can do 160. This is the idea. So this is how you could manually do it in the examination. Okay, so just write down the values quickly. And we're going to add them up like a quick sum. Okay, so the 2 320s will give us 614. The 2 160s will give us 320. And the 2 128 will give us 256. Okay. Lovely. Now we can add these up. So we have 6. So 4 add 2 is 6. 6 add 5 is
11.
Good. 6 add 3 is 9. Add 1 is 10. Add the 2 is
5.
Okay. So what answer do we get?
1, 2, 1. No, so you have double. No, that's right.
That's it. We done the doubling there. That is the final answer. I'm sorry, folks. It looks like a really kind of long-winded technique, but that's what we got to do. Work at the area of the first phase, second phase, third phase, double them, add them. Unfortunately, that's what the technique is. And if you find a quicker technique, let me know. I'm all ears. Okay, next question. Okay, I think we might need to rub off some stuff on the board. Okay, what is the volume of shape A? Now, volume of shape A is cuboid. That's the most nicest and easiest question you get in examination. I will do right here now. So volume is equal to, quickly formula, let's have the formula for Muniba. Muniba. Length time by height for a cuboid, yeah? So let's put the values in for that. Okay. Muniba, give me the length, width and height of our shape. Over here, this shape. Give me the length, width and height. So we got 20 time by 8 time by. Okay, quick question, Harun. If I put these, so if somebody else put these numbers in different order in the exam, will they get it wrong?
No.
No. Good. Okay, let's work these out now. 20 times by 8. What is 20 times by 8? 20 times by 8 is 160. I'm just going to quickly work over here. I'm going to go over into the other section. Sorry about that, folks. I'm just going to get rid of this. This doesn't exist here at the moment. For us, for the moment. We'll put it back in a moment. So 160 times by 16. Now 160 times by 16, how do we work this out? Should we use partition technique? Harun suggested partitioning. So we could do 160 times by 10, 1,600. And then we do 160 times by 6. And who's worked out 160 times by 6?
Is it 9,000?
Let's quickly work it out. 160 times by 6 up here. Okay, 0. That's going to be 36. 900 and? That's using the partitioning technique. Okay, 960. Are you happy with that now? Okay, now we need to add up these two numbers. So we got 1,600 plus 960, which will give us a total of 2,560. Well done, folks. Excellent. That's 2,560. Okay, folks, sorry about I'm running over onto the next question for working out space, but I need you to do it. I've rubbed this part off now because I can't even see the question for the next question. Okay, folks. Right, I'm just going to rub this stuff off here manually so we can see the original question. Okay, so there you go. Okay, let's have a look at question D. Shape B is a cube. Okay, that's a special word. When they mention the word cube rather than cuboid, that means every single length is the same. Okay? All the areas of each face will be the same. Okay? What is its volume? So even though they only give us one length, the Muniba, they don't need to give us more than one length because all the lengths are the same. So if you want to work out the volume, you do the same formula. So volume is equal to length times by width times by height. Okay? So the volume is going to be now, what is it going to be? It's going to be 4 times by 4 times by 4 times by 4 times by 4, which is 4 cubed. Okay, but we're just writing it down for good measure. And 4 times by 4 times by 4, you should know that by nice cube number. You should have memorized it. 64, and that one's done. Lovely. Okay. Question E. How many times does shape B fit into shape A? There's different ways of doing this particular question. I'm just going to rub off this now here. This bit here, we don't just move this one question. Okay, but we can put on, for example, back to 16 onto this one. That's 16. Now we know that's 4, and we know that's 4, and that's 4. Is that right? Yes. Now how many 4s will you fit along the bottom 20? How many 4s will you fit in there? 5. How many 4s will you fill along this 8? 2. How many 4s will you fill in the height 16? 4. So you fill 5 cubes along here, 2 along there, and you fill them, stack them 4 high. So what we could do is say 5 times by 2 is how many they fit in the bottom, and then we just stack them 4 high. So 5 times by 2 will give us 10, and 10 times by 4 will give us 40. That's just one way of doing it, a nice quick way of doing it. The other way is to do this. What was the total volume of the shape A? Did we work it out anyway? No. Did we? Yes, we did. Get this number and then divide it by 64. That might be just a bit more challenging. So the other technique will be this number divided by that number. That might be a little bit harder to do. So this might be an easy visual way of doing it. Are we happy with that question, folks?
Yes.
Is it all done?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, question number 3 should be a nice quick one. The first 4 terms of a sequence are shown below. Sequence, in other words, for like a pattern, number pattern here. What is the difference between the 5th and the 6th? Let's quickly fill them in. So the first one we have a total of 1, and then we go to 4, then we go to 9, and then we go to 16. Okay. Okay, so we know these numbers are called square numbers. First, second, third, fourth. So the next one should be
25.
And the next one should be 36. Because find the difference between the 5th and 6th. So the 5th one is
25.
And the 6th one is
36.
So we need to do 36 minus
25.
25. That gives us an answer of
11.
11. Excellent. Well done. That's quickly. Oops. That was quickly done. Let's get a little bit. Make that a bit more neater.
111.
Okay, that was a bit. Sorry about that, folks. Got to concentrate when I'm writing this. Next question. Okay. What is the sum of the first 5 terms this weekend? What does the word sum mean? Okay, let's have Muniba. The word sum means add them up. So we have to add 1 and 4 and 9 and 16 and 25. And if we add those 3 numbers up, so what do we get? We get a total of 55. Let's put 55 in here. That's done. Next, what is the 10th term of the sequence? Well, we've already worked out the 6th term. The 10th term will be 10 squared, which will give us 100. That's done. Nice and quick question. You shouldn't be getting these kind of questions wrong. Nice and quick question. There's no complexity in this question. It's a straightforward question. Question 3 part D. Question 3 part D. Mark the name given to the types of numbers in the sequence. Muniba, this type of sequence is called what?
Square.
Square number sequence. Lovely. What is the product of the 5th and the 10th? Okay, now, this is the 5th. This one here. And which one is the 10th? This is the 10th one. Just work it out. And what does the product mean? Let's have Iman. Product means times. So they want you to multiply 25 with?
20.
So 25 is the 5th term, times by the 10th term, which is 100. So 25 times by 100 will give you 2500. Okay, that's one way of saying it. So 2500, and that's the end of that question. Nobody should get that kind of question wrong. It's nice and straightforward. Okay, right, question number 4. Anne wants to rent an exercise bike, but she's unable to decide where to rent it from. Below is a list of rental shops and the rates they charge. Okay, so sports hire, fitness hire, gym for you per week, per day, per fortnight. What is the rate charged by gym for you per day? Let's have a look. So we look at this one here. Gym for you per day. Now, they're charging £49 for how many days?
40.
49. So for fortnight, sorry, £49 for fortnight. Fortnight means 2 weeks, which is 14 days. So it's £49. We divide it by 14. Now, what do we do here? We do some simplifying. The highest common factor is 7. So 49 divided by 7 is 7. 14 divided by 7 is 2. So we left with now, we got here 7 divided by 2, which is equal to 3.5 in terms of monetary values. So that's 3.5 has become the fraction. In terms of monetary values, that will be what? £3.50. Because £3.5 is £3.50. Next, Anne rents an exercise bike from Fitness Hire for 3 weeks. Let's look at that. Okay, Fitness Hire for 3 weeks. Okay, how much will she be expected to pay? Okay, the best Fitness Hire is £5 per day. Okay, so £5 a day, times that by 3. Yeah. How many days are there in 3 weeks? 21 days. We can put brackets here to indicate there is 5 lots of all these days. But because we're doing multiplying, the brackets are actually not necessary. Just leave it like a nice open multiplication question. Okay, so you got 5 times by 3 times by 7. Well, 3 times by 7 is 21. And then 5 multiplied by 21 will give us 105. So she will pay £105 and nothing pence.
Yeah.
Yeah, not 50 pence. Okay, I don't know where you get that one from. Okay, just making it up as well. Okay. Question C. What is the difference between how much Anne will be charged for renting a bike for a fortnight? So fortnight, so here we are talking about how many days? Questions is involving how many days? 14-day rental. So 14-day rental for question C between gym for you and sports hire. Okay, where's gym for you? Gym for you is how much do they charge for fortnight? £49. So the first one charges, gym for you charges £49. Hang on. And sports hire is £31.50 per week. So how many weeks is a fortnight? 2 weeks. So we've got to get this number here. So £31.50. And then what do we do to it? Times it by 2 for 2 weeks. So that will give us an answer of £63. So that will be £63. Because what is the difference? The word difference means minus, which means the largest number minus the. So don't worry about me writing them in that order. All I'm doing now, I'm going to indicate 63. I'm going to go this way in my calculation. I'm going to minus them. So 63, take away 49, just to save space and time and rewriting everything. So we can work that out. 63 take away 49 will give us an answer of £14. Are we happy with that, folks?
Yes.
Everybody?
Yes.
Bit of mental mathematics? Mathematics? Okay, lovely. Let's move on to the next bit. Okay. So Anne wants to find out which rental shop has the lowest daily rate charge. Indicate which one would provide her the best value for money. Okay, now I think one of them was really good. Daily rate. Let's get rid of this. Let's rub this out. Okay, this is good. We already have one daily rate. Fitness high is how many pounds per day? Okay, which is the one we have worked out? Go on.
Gym for you.
Gym for you. Did we work that out?
Yes, £3.50.
Okay, that's lovely. Thank you. Harun just please spotted. This is £5 a day. Gym for you, we worked out earlier their daily rate was
£3.50.
£3.50 over here. So just right over here. £3.50 per day. Which actually comes from this question here, over here. Now £31.50 per week is sports hire. We haven't done that one yet, have we?
No.
Let's do that now then. Okay, let's do that now. Okay, let's do D. So we need to work out now £31.50. We have to divide it by, what do you divide it by to work out the daily rate? Ladies?
7.
You divide it by 7. Excellent. Well done. Right, 7th into 3 is nothing, remainder 3. Copy this one point up. 7th into 31 will go how many times? 4 times. Because 7 times by 4 is 28. That gives us a remainder of 3. 7th into 35 is 5. 7th into nothing is? Okay. So we now know that sports hire, let's get rid of this part here because it's getting in the way now. We know that sports hire actually works out to be how much a day? £4.50 a day. So I'm writing the answers up here. So we've got our other daily rates. £4.50, £3.50. Now, the question says, which of them is the best value for money? So what does that mean, the best value for money, Huzaifa? Are they talking about the most expensive or the most cheapest? The most cheapest. Which is the most cheapest out of the 450, 5 and 350?
Gym for you.
Is it going to be gym for you? So here's gym for you. We're just going to highlight it in. There we go. That's done. Okay. Next question. Anne rents a bike from gym for you for 1 week for £24.50. Question E. Okay. And she returns the bike after 10 days and has to pay £7.50 fine for each day overdue. What is her final cost? Okay, let's have a look. Alright, put your hands up, folks, if you got this particular question wrong. Put your hands up. Okay. This one we're just doing. Okay. I said put your hands up. And rent a bike. So for 1 week for £24.50. So what was the, let's just do over here. Question you do, we got more space. So the first charge, we got, how many days we got altogether? She rents for how many days? 10 days. So we got 7 days. And then we got another 3 days, and that will give us a total of 10-day rental, okay? Now, let's break it down. For the first 7 days, how much did she pay according to the question? Okay, so for the first 7 days, she paid £24.50. Then he goes and she returns the bike after 10 days, and she has to pay £7.50 fine for each day overdue. How many days was she overdue? How many days is she overdue? 3 days. How much she paid per day? £7.50. So we have to now add to that 3 lots of £7.50. Okay, I'm going to stop it there for a second. Okay, now 3 times by £7.50, let's break that down in our heads. 3 times by £7 is £21. 3 times by 50 pence is? So it's £21. Add £1.50 gives us? Mental math, folks. You're going for a grammar test. You should not do this kind of stuff. Okay, it's a grammar test. It's not a grandma test. Okay, you guys should be smart, quick, off your feet. Okay, here we go. Now £24.50, and we got to add to that our £22.50, and that will give us. Okay, so 50 at 50 will give us
47.
50p at 50p will give us £1. 24 at 22 will give us 46 at the 1 pound. So the answer at the bottom here goes, what will be? 47 pound exactly is her final cost. 47 pound. Okay, folks, there wasn't really anything much, there wasn't too much difficulty in terms of the question, but it all comes down to your understanding of the question. But that's how we break it down.
Yeah.
Hope this helps. Bismillah. Okay, folks, question number 5. Test 2, book 2, numerical reasoning, first past the post. Answer the question with the help of the compass shown below. Okay, before we go any further, let's have a look at how this compass works in terms of angles. Let's put some basic information on there. So we start normally with north, we normally go roundwards. If you go this way around, what do we call that? That's called?
Clockwise.
Clockwise. Excellent. Right. If we go around this way, what happens, for example, if we go around the compass in this direction?
Anti-clockwise.
Okay, anti-clockwise. Yeah?
Anti-clockwise.
Anti-clockwise. Right. So the direction of the clock is clockwise, direction of against the clock is anti-clockwise. That's why you need to understand this terminology here. Now let's have a look at the angles involved. Right. Okay, let's use a highlighter maybe. Now if we go from north to east, a nice simple one, what angle is it between north and east?
90 degrees.
It's 90 degrees in a quarter of a turn. So 90 degrees in a quarter turn. What happens if we split that quarter into half?
45.
So if you go half of a quarter turn, that will be
45.
45. So if you go half of it, that will be 45. Okay, what happens if you do, if you go from north to south? That will be, straight line will be 180. Okay, and so on and so on. Yeah? We have some of the basics. So between each line, there is how many degrees? 45. Okay, 45 degrees. That's some of our basic angles. It says Mark was facing southwest. I'm gonna rub this out because it's a bit confusing otherwise. Now you know what that is. Let's just get rid of this for the moment. Make it nice and clean. And then we do each question individually. Here we go. Bismillah. So Mark was facing southwest. So where was Mark facing?
Southwest.
Here, southwest. Okay. And he turned 180 degrees clockwise. Now, when you do 180 degrees, you actually don't need to do clockwise or anti-clockwise, because 180 degrees is called half a turn. It doesn't matter which direction you turn in, you'll still end up in the same place. So, I don't know why they put this part in here, but never mind. 180 degrees is a straight line, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, he started off by facing from here, he's facing this way, and he's going to turn around half a turn. So, he'll be facing
Northeast.
that way. So, he'll end up where?
Northeast.
Northeast. That's half a turn, 180 degrees. Half a turn. Okay, let's quickly blank that now because we need to use it again. Next question. So it says Jane was facing northeast. Where's northeast?
There.
There it is. And then turn 135 anti-clockwise. So let's remember, clockwise was this way. Anti-clockwise is the opposite direction. Clockwise is that way. So we have to travel in which direction? In that direction. That's called anti-clockwise. Now 135 is made up of how many 45s in 135?
3.
3. So we're going to move 45 first of all. First one.
90.
Second one 90. And one more 45. That gives you 135. So what direction will you be facing now?
West.
So now you'll be facing
West.
west. 45, 45, 45. So altogether, the angle will be 135. Done.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, good? Okay. What is the bearing of northwest from north? Now, let's rub everything off again. Okay, now bearing again. This style of question is GCSE style question. I know because I teach it. Okay. So let's get used to the language. Now, so what is the bearing of northwest from? That's the key word, from. From north. So where do we start the question? Do we start the question here or here? Where do you start the question?
Northwest.
Northwest or north?
Northwest.
Okay. If I say to you, do this from somewhere, where do I want you to start the question?
From the place you said.
From the place I told you to. If I said to you, give me a packet of crisps from the shop, so where do you have to go?
Shop.
Start at the shop and then bring it to me, yeah? So in this particular question, we don't start at the beginning of the question, we start from the place where it says from. So our starting question part is north. So let's start from north. And we have to go to northwest. Now, we have to understand what the word bearings mean. Let's quickly go through bearings with you folks. For those of you who are unfamiliar with this GCSE topic, never mind. Okay, bearings, number one. Bearings are always given in how many digits? 3 digits. Regardless of what your angle is, you must give your answer using 3 digits. I'll explain that in a second. Number 2. Bearings are always given in which direction?
Clockwise.
Always clockwise direction. Okay. Number 3. Where do bearings start from? Bearings always start from which direction? From the north direction anyway. Whichever place you have to be, you have to start from its north direction. But here we are actually starting from north. So it makes it a bit more easier. Now 3-digit bearings means you got to give the answer using 3 numbers. So for example, if you had a bearing of 37 degrees, as an example, your answer would be 0. 37 degrees is your bearing. That's it, that was your answer. Okay? But it's not. Let's get rid of that. Okay, let's have a look. What do we have to do in this question? So we have to start. Okay, hang on a second, folks. Let me just quickly turn to a line here. Give me one moment while line red. Okay. So the bearings start from north, is that right? And then we're going to go from the north and we're going to go towards northwest. Now, we said that the bearings are always in which direction? So we're going to start from north and go all the way around clockwise until we reach where we want to get to. So this is the angle that we need. We're starting from north and we're going clockwise to get to northwest. Now if you look at this angle here, the big green one, is really 360 degrees less what angle?
45.
Less 45. Because this bit is worth 45. So it's everything apart from that small piece there. So 360 minus 45 will give us an answer of 315. So that is the bearing. Okay, lovely. Question part D. Okay, let's rub that part off now. From here, so because we're going to most likely use your hand. Okay. D. Louise turns from northeast to northwest. So he turns from northeast to northwest. How many degrees anti-clockwise has he turned? So let's have a look. So we are turning from here to here. Right. And we've got to go anti-clockwise, which means in the opposite direction of the clock, which is that one there. So remember, this is 45, that's 45. We said here before, each part worth 45. So 45 will give us 90. Everybody's sleepy today.
I'm not.
Okay. Right. Question E. Harry turns clockwise. Okay, let's get rid of this part here. We need a little more. Okay. Harry turns clockwise from west to southwest. So where's west? So here's west. Here's southwest. Whoops. Okay, I've lost my marker. Hang on 1 second. Bismillah. Sorry about that, folks. And it's going to turn which direction? It says anti-clockwise. Harry turns clockwise from west to southwest and then anti-clockwise from southwest to south. How many degrees has he moved from his original position? Okay. So we've got 2 parts of the question. Right. First part is west to southwest, yes? And then he goes from southwest to south. So he goes this way, anti-clockwise, and then he goes, hang on a second, it does clockwise from west to southwest. Here we go. So we're going to go, pardon me, that bit there is a bit wrong. Okay. Okay, so first of all, we're going to move from west all the way around to southwest, and then from southwest back to south. So in a sense, what we're looking at here, if we just use a highlighter now, so the net angle that we're looking at is all of this. Because we go forward and backwards. So we need to measure this angle here, the yellow part. So we know this part is 90. You know this part is 90. And this part is 90. So he moves 3 sets of 90. So the answer is going to be what?
270.
Which I could just about fit in over here on the bottom of the page. And that is the end of that question.
Thank you for watching.